I need to scroll. Yeah, no, I need the scroll. So, for example, those are tests not using the GUI, and we created some kind of DSL to so we can make the tests readable for the client. So the client knows what he'll be doing when he'll be clearing reports. So he would like to set the date for today. The report will be done for a user called Anna, and he's looking for a because he's doing reports for specific days, and he's looking for a date that's November the 20th. So if he, this is a DSL, yeah. It's under the hood. There's hidden logic that does this command, but the client doesn't want to know what's under the hood. He only wants to say, I choose a report for this day. So we write some piece of code that chooses this, and we show it as a method find or create for day with this parameter. So we can use it in fitness in such a form. So he reads that and he understands that. Yeah? And this is one way of creating a DSL. That's a domain-specific language. So it's created for this client because he knows those words, and for this concrete project. So using this language, we can write tests. Using this language, he can duplicate that and enter some other data and see it run or not. And it's readable for him, and it's readable for us, and it's executable. So it can serve as a documentation. Yeah? It may. When we would start off, then probably those tables would have looked much more, not like this, if we didn't have the code yet, but we would write specs in this form, and then while writing the code, we would adjust the tables to match the code we write. So well, it's changing columns and reorganizing it, but leaving the merits inside. So so we would transform the tables into an executable document, and the client could see yeah, that and execute it. And it's fitness. It's a web server also. So this could be accessible by over the internet, for example, or within an intranet in a company. So there would be one source of this documentation. Yeah? Yeah, I'm trying not to. It's already late, so I'll go to the part where, yeah, where we write. And those, for example, are the tests using Selenium. So, as you can see, well, they're not much different in fitness. They're not much different than the others, but under the hood, we're executing those, the GUI, and those using the GUI. The DSL is really similar because we hide all the differences in the fixtures. Once you invest some time into writing such fixtures, it's well, you need to spend time on that, but it's not something that we could not afford in a project. This was a 4-week project, for example. So and we we afforded to do this. So it's not really.
For writing this test for a 4 weeks project, approximately 10 or 100.
Question, I didn't count that for that project. I think it was around 20. Could be a little more, but no. I think it was around that. Yeah. Previously it took her longer, but now she knows selenium. Now she knows fitness really well, so she is pretty fluent in using that. So that's about, I think, what it took her to do that. Okay, I think I have to move on. I know I didn't say all the things that I wanted to here. And I'm getting a feeling that it's pretty vague what I've just shown, but well, too bad. I can't do any more of that. Now I would like to show this will be really short because it's not a real world application. We have done this prior to all those two. It was just a proof of concept we have done that we could link fitness with NUnit forms for that project, the first one. So a rich client in C# and tested in that way. And yeah, this is a really simple test for a application, and yeah, that's the test. It's a color mixer, and as you've seen, it puts the first color green, selects a second color red, first color yellow, and checks if it's yellow. Then it puts yellow and blue. Checks if after the mix if it's a green. Yeah? So and it's using NUnit forms to execute that. But as you can see, it's well, slow. It's a simple test, and it's really slow. So imagine now having hundreds of tests like that. That's why we try to do MVP and other things for GUIs, and also having GUI tests, but more of like smoke tests, or touching things that we are really afraid of, but not everything. Just to prove the GUI works, but not to test it thoroughly. And we are not afraid to do that because we have all the logic to test it in the presenter. Yeah.
Maybe I'll share my experience with this approach. I think it can be quite useful when you need to introduce some acceptance tests or unit tests to the team. Well, these tests are easier to write than unit tests for some architecture. So when the team is not mature enough, you can use this approach, because it's really simple to write. You just get access to some text box and enter something to it. It's really easy to write. And the other thing is that it can be useful for testing legacy applications. Just you don't have to refactor the code to write the unit test. You can start with such tests and then refactor, so you can feel safe on refactoring. Okay, so.